Hi, I'm Rory Greener from XR today, reporting from Immerse Global Summit 2023 in Orlando, Florida. Joining me today is Randy Nunez. Thank you so much for joining me again. It's great to meet you in person.
Thank you, Rory. Appreciate it.
Brilliant. So, at the event today, you obviously got a keynote session or a speaker session coming up. But talking about the event on a whole, how do you feel about this event, and how do you feel about some of the generational talent that's coming in via the universities and that key collaboration that's going on?
Well, Rory, most of the time I attend strictly enterprise events. And as you know, this is a more broad XR event. So what's surprising me is the ability for industry, government, and universities to work together to sort of build this metaverse central concept. And we really need the younger people to get immersed earlier on in XR type talent, because we need to build this for the future, because people my age don't understand the technology as much. And as you get people younger, we can bring more of those people in the field and then expand and have more talent, because we really need that talent.
Fantastic. And I assume that also not just comes into the individuals adopting the hardware, but also those developing the hardware as well. How important is it to bring younger generations into the development pool to therefore scale XR for enterprise?
Well, like I said before, it's the XR technology is kind of specific. I mean, you can take web developers and train them, but it's much better to take people from the ground and build them up with the knowledge of 3D development and concept. And actually, from an end user perspective, I think there's a really huge case for XR in training, because a lot of the jobs that are out there in 100-plus-year-old industries are having trouble attracting and retaining millennial talent because they feel it's dirty or it's not productive. But if you can use XR technology to train them, they will then be drawn into the industry and realize that this is a career for them.
Fantastic. And do you feel like XR is perhaps a key to bringing that generational talent forward alongside other technologies, emerging technologies such as generative AI?
Oh, absolutely, because I know for a fact that a millennial would rather learn through an XR technology rather than the crotchety old person who trains them that's more talking about politics than the job. And a lot of times what ends up happening is your best expert at doing the job is not the best teacher. The other thing you get is you'll get variances between training, between different people that you might shadow. Well, with XR technology, you can make it more immersive and you can make it more consistent, because one thing you'll find when you start building XR technology, the instructions may not be well documented. So you can actually well document those procedures and make it more immersive at the same time.
Fantastic, thank you for that. And obviously you're here to do a speaker session on scaling enterprise grade XR. Can you give us a little bit of an insight into that speaker session that you're holding, and perhaps, on the whole, how is that going to bring some great value insight to this event?
Well, we have a panel, and I like the panel because it's a combination of consultant, vendor, as well as end user. And so we'll get different ideas of what are the inhibitors, how do you overcome the challenges of deploying it, what I call POC purgatory, and then we'll get some real use cases about certain situations that they've been able to bring all the way from POC to production. So I think some of the key factors are XR is very misunderstood, and you really need to get the C-suite involved to understand what it's about, and you really want them to try the technology. One of the challenges with that is C-suite people often don't want to be awkward in front of people. So if you could take them in a more private place, have a demo set up that works frictionlessly, I think people will recognize that and they'll end up supporting you in your projects.
Fantastic. And you talk about the idea of XR and then obviously all of its integrated software and solutions being somewhat misunderstood, especially in the year past. How does an event like this help to bring better communication of this technology to enterprise end users? I assume individuals like yourself who are speaking with that end user experience is a great way to bring positive optics to the space.
Well, yeah, I believe that. If you hear some of the sessions, there's a lot to the technology, but in every session so far I've heard it's not necessarily a technology problem, it's a people problem. And what we mean by that is people are set in their ways, and this is a different way of working. So sometimes what you have to do is you have to step back, meet people where they are in the technology, and bring them along on the ride. Because what a lot of us technologists do is we'll spout different technology terms and it'll intimidate people. And it's up to us to meet those people, make them comfortable with the technology and bring it along. You'll hear over and over again, it's not a technology problem, it's a people problem. So we need people solutions.
Fantastic. And finally, what do you feel like being here today? Do you think you're seeing some of those solutions or those people, are you seeing those hurdles overcome? Or do you think we will see them be overcome in the near future based on what you've seen here today?
I think depending on how we approach the technology, we may still see those same hurdles. Because again, the technology people have to approach it from a people first perspective instead of a technology first. There's a lot of focus on, let's do something with XR. And I think it needs to be first, what business challenge are you trying to solve? And then let's see if there's an XR technology that can meet that business need.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your insightful thoughts. I appreciate your time here today. I'm Rory Greener from XR Today. Thank you so much for watching.